welcome to another week of Reading, Rambling, and Real Life with Jeanette. And today I have Andrew in the car with me.
Hi.
It is after work on Monday, March the 9th, right? Yes.
Yep.
March the 9th. And we went and picked up a coffee because I have free coffee this week with the Tim Hortons Hockey Picks game. And it is also Roll Up the Rim with Tim Hortons. Where's the thing? So once I drink the coffee, then you just roll up a little bit of the rim and you can possibly win a different prize. So once I'm drunk the coffee, I will show you. See if I'm a winner on this cup. I did have one yesterday and I did get a free coffee yesterday, but this was from my Tim Hortons hockey free picks instead. So I'll use that once my free ones are done. So we went, got the coffee, and then Andrew has just washed my car because it's going to the shop tomorrow and he wants a nice clean vehicle, somewhat clean vehicle.
Well, I'll detail the rest when I get home.
Okay.
Make it look a little better.
Yeah, so right now I am listening to Canyon of Deceit by DiAnn Mills. That is my audiobook. And then I need to start a physical read, but I haven't decided. So I will figure that out once I get home. That's it for now.
Well, you won't have to roll up your rim. I think you're already a winner.
But maybe I'll win more.
That sounds good.
Because you can win coffee or a donut or other prizes. Like, does the cup say?
There's even a vehicle, but...
It's hot, so... A pontoon. A bedroom makeover.
Wow, there you go.
A TV. An all-inclusive vacation.
We'll take that.
Volkswagen bus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay, I finished my coffee, so I'm gonna roll up and let's see. They're so hard to roll. All that work for... Please play again. Okay, fine. I'll try again tomorrow. It is now Monday evening, and I thought I would do a reading check-in because I've decided what book I'm going to start physically. So I am continuing as my audiobook, Canyon of Deceit by DiAnn Mills. I have made it to 47%. We are following Therese, who is a wilderness survival expert, and Blaine, who is a Texas Ranger. They are working together to try to find Elena, who is a 8-year-old daughter that has been kidnapped, and she's the daughter of a professor that Therese has worked with in the past. The professor has a Russian background, and we have suspicions of why Elena was kidnapped, but we don't know for sure. So they're out in the wilderness trying to find Elena, and they have come across some really scary situations. And the professor is like, no, you cannot call in law enforcement, because the kidnappers told them they could not call in law enforcement. And so we'll see what happens. We're kind of at a pivotal moment at this point. As I said, I'm almost halfway through, so things are starting to really happen, and we'll see. I'm liking it, but I'm not in love with it, and I find it easy to put down right now. Then so I'm keeping that as my audiobook because my audiobook options are limited. So then I need a physical book. A majority of my books that are not romantic suspense, because I have a few romantic suspense on my TBR, but I don't want to read a romantic suspense when I'm reading a romantic suspense, especially because 2 of the other books are wilderness survival type books, and this one is as well. So I'm like, no, I'm going completely different genre. And since my Kindle needed to be charged, I couldn't pick a Kindle book. So that really left me with few options. So I've decided to start Golden Filly by Lauraine Snelling. This is collection number 1. So there are 5 books in this chunker. And I am currently reading The Race. I am only 22 pages into it, chapter 4, and I think there's 100 and... Let me see. The Race goes up to chapter 16. So 123 pages. So I have 100 pages left. And The Race is... Trisha can't wait to turn 16. Then she'll be old enough to race her horse Spitfire at nearby Portland Meadows racetrack. But her father's sudden health crisis devastates the entire family and could derail her jockey dreams. So that's what we're following right now. So we know that her father has been coughing up blood. He was going to the doctor when she went to school. And that's pretty much where I am right now. So we'll see what happens. But because this is 5 books in one, I thought I could read a book and then switch over to like a contemporary romance on my Kindle, for example, and then come back and read a book. But we'll see. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. After supper, I finished editing my Wednesday video and I've got it exporting and it just did its little song to say it was done. So now I'm going to go over and work on that, get the description box and see if I can get that scheduled tonight as well. We will see. I don't know. Right now it's 8 o'clock. I don't really know what the plans for the evening are, if I will have distractions or not. We will see what gets done. But I will check in later or tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. With the time change yesterday, I did not sleep well last night at all. I just could not get to sleep. So then when getting up this morning was a little bit difficult. So we'll see. Maybe I'll go to bed early tonight and get some more sleep. I don't know. We'll see what happens, what the evening holds. It is Tuesday after work now, early evening. I'm just waiting to go out to my meeting that I have tonight, but we've had supper. And I thought I would let you know that I did finish book 1, which was called The Race, in this bind up collection. So book 1 is there. My bookmark has not moved a ton, but it was 122 pages that I read yesterday. And so we are following Trisha, who is 15 years old and dreams of being a jockey. And right now she's trying to balance school with training horses on their family farm, and herself to become the jockey. She cannot actually race in a horse as a jockey until she's 16. So she's counting down for her birthday. So it's kind of a family farm. Her father breeds and trains horses for and boards other people's horses at their place and looks after them. And her father has been dealing with a cough for a while and always regales it to a smoker's cough from when he was smoking, and he doesn't smoke. And then he coughs up blood. And it takes a really serious turn. Like, I was shocked at how heavy it was for that 100 and bit pages. So we're following Trisha, who is trying to balance between schoolwork, her training, and dealing with her father being sick, and her and her mom really butt heads quite a bit. And what I really liked is the family really comes together to help. And then there are 2 others, so kind of Trisha and her brother Daniel and 2 of their friends really come to help work on the farm. And we see like everyday life, like Trisha is struggling with her calculus or chemistry exams. And so her brother helps her with that. But then the 4 kids all kind of help to have the farm running while her dad's in the hospital and her mom's trying to be at the hospital, but also trying to look after the kids. Like, her older brother is 19, so Trisha's 15 when the book opens. We do see her turn 16 and be able to race in the race that she's preparing for, and then it ends at the end of that race and moves into book 2. I'm just shocked that it has such a heavy theme in a juvenile fiction book. I do not remember that. But as I said, I still don't know if this is the actual series that I read or not. It's not coming back to me, but like how close Trisha and her father are reminds me a lot of how me and my dad were. So maybe it was, but such a heavy topic. They do talk about like, you know, Trisha being mad at God and why would God let her dad get sick, and her dad try to like, you know, this is not in God's control. Things happen and we need to trust him that things will work out. And I really like that. And Trisha has problems going to the hospital to see her dad because of past experiences with her grandmother in the hospital and stuff. And so it's really interesting, but I'm going to keep reading. So I think I said yesterday I was going to read the first book in this and then switch over to one of my other books and then come back to this, I think is what I said, but I'm not going to do that. I am going to move on to book 2, which is Eagle's Wings. It's too dark in here for me to read. As her father's illness takes a toll on his body and the family business, Trisha earns extra money by racing. But if she can't keep her grades up, her parents may put a stop to the only thing that she truly enjoys. So we'll see what happens. But that is what I'm going to keep reading. I did listen a little bit to Cameo of Deceit today, but not a ton. There was one shocking moment that really happened. It was like, wow, I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, I didn't get very far at all. I cut myself yesterday on the tops of 2 fingers. Just really stupid. And washing my hair this morning with the Band-Aids on, it just stung and I couldn't scrub. Like it was a pain. And the time change has really affected me in the morning. Like I feel so tired. So hopefully I can go to bed a little bit earlier tonight. We'll see. I don't know. So yeah, I have a work meeting tonight, so I got to head out there in about an hour-ish. So I'm going to read a little bit, enjoy a cup of coffee, and see how much I get done tonight. Well, I am back at work for my meeting, and I picked up a coffee, so we'll see if this one's a winner once I finish my coffee, but now I am fueled for this meeting. Well, I'm home from my meeting, and I just wanted to show you I won. You probably can't read it, but it says win coffee. I threw my cup away at work because this is all I need to take into Tim's. Yay! Well, it is Wednesday after work, and we decided for supper we're going to do quick and easy. So Andrew got some Mary Brown's chicken with a Pepsi. They are the wrong soda company, but that's fine. We'll deal with it. Should be Coke. Then I got some McDonald's and an iced coffee and my free coffee from Tim Hortons. I'm going to be nice and caffeinated tonight. And being caffeinated will be good because I am hosting sprints on my channel tonight for Lucy because Lucy had a tooth pulled today. And asking to do sprints tonight might not be great. So hopefully she can pop in over on mine. But yeah, I'll need the caffeine to keep going, right? Well, it is Wednesday evening now and I am on sprints and I am totally multitasking tonight. I am working on editing my series video that I filmed last night that will go out hopefully Saturday. And as I said, I'm hosting sprints. We're currently in a reading sprint, but apparently I'm not reading. I am editing. And I have the hockey game on TV. It's on mute though, so yeah. I'm doing a lot. And at some point, I hope to read in Golden Filly by Lauraine Snelling. So I am currently in book 2, Eagle's Wings, and I am on page 56 of it. So a bit of progress. And our main girl. Oh, somebody just got a goal. Nice. Was it my peg? I don't know. That's the problem with having it on mute is I can't tell. What is her name? Trisha. is now writing for a couple other owners as well. But she is also lying to her parents about it. And that's not good. So how is that going to work? And her brother's upset that she's lying to him or lying to them about it. And so we'll see how it happens. I'm about halfway through book 2 right now. So we'll see how far I get tonight. But first, I'm going to finish editing this video. Well, sprints just finished, and I finished book 2 during the last sprint. It was debatable whether I was going to actually finish the second book because Lucy and I got chatting and didn't spend as much time sprinting as I probably would have if I was by myself, which is fine. I like the chatting part at times, and we had some really good laughs. So yeah, I have now read book 2, which is Eagle's Wings, and the song, or the verse, I guess not really a song, well maybe there's a song, the scripture verse from Isaiah 41:10, I want to say, lift me up on eagle's wings, fly on eagle's wings. Of course, my mind has just gone blank of what it actually says, how it's actually worded. But you know the verse I mean, right? But Isaiah 40:31. I knew it was written in here. But those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. I feel like that is a song. I don't know. It's not coming to me if it is. But that is like quoted quite a few times about God lifting you up on eagle's wings and trusting him. And there was a moment where Trisha's father shares with the church about what the doctors diagnosed him and the prognosis was, and how he's already like beat that diagnosis and stuff. Like, yeah, because we didn't know what the doctors had said for like kind of how this would take a toll and what was expected for him, other than knowing that he'd had cancer and has cancer and is dealing with treatments. But it wasn't a huge focus other than like Trisha dealing with her father being sick and being in and out of the hospital. But it didn't go into detail about the illness, especially. And it really focuses on Trisha running the races and riding for her owners, like her father's horses, or riding her father's horses, but also riding for other owners as well. And like, you know, when she wins and when she doesn't, and kind of juggling that with that in school. And so, yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I will be continuing because I do plan on reading this whole. I need to read the whole thing for my March TBR. So I do plan on continuing it. And book 3 is Go for the Glory. I love that title. And quickly becoming a local jockey phenomenon, Trisha begins to set her sights on the prestigious Santa Ana Derby until an accident keeps her out of the saddle for weeks. Will she recover in time? So we'll see what happens, but I am not picking it up tonight. I am headed off to bed. So I will start this tomorrow after work. Well, it is Thursday evening now, and we just got back from grocery shopping because they're predicting snow tomorrow, and I don't want to go out in the miserable weather. So, and we had to go get my coffee anyways, so we decided to pick up some groceries, but it was a very basic haul: milk, bread, snack food. Not really exciting. We didn't buy any meat, hardly bought veg, because we have everything here we needed. So now I'm going to sit down and drink my coffee and start my book. Well, it is Friday and it is snowing. We basically had no snow. It had all melted. We just had the snow piles, but now it is snowing and the flakes are big, like crazy. How much snow is going to be on my car when I actually leave work? We'll see. Well, it is Friday afternoon and I have made it home. Andrew was shoveling when I got home, and then we went out to go get my coffee. But they must have been out of the roll up the rim cups because I got a plain old cup. No chance of winning a coffee on that cup. And now I'm working on making supper. We are having roasted potatoes, so I've got them chopped up and I'm just mixing some spices in them. And then I've got chicken that I've cubed, and again I will season them with some spices, and then we'll grill. Sort of. We'll grill on the stove. We will not grill on a grill. So yeah, that is, and then I'm gonna have the Brussels sprouts. The simply steamed Brussels sprouts. Just put them in the microwave for 5 to 7 minutes, and they're good. And then Andrew will probably have corn, is my guess. I don't know what veg. He's not a fan of Brussels sprouts, so he's gonna have something else, which is perfectly fine with me because it means I don't get to eat Brussels sprouts a lot because he's not a fan of it. So let me get these on the stove and then we'll chat. Okay, so I have the potatoes on the stove now. I don't know if you can hear them sizzling, but they're sizzling away, which is good. And now I'm mixing up the chicken in the seasoning mix, which I have decided to just use. Oh, I should put the lid on. I have decided to use garlic powder, onion powder, thyme, oregano, that lid's not on, and Italian seasoning. Put them all together, should be good. Okay, so today I finished Cameo of Deceit by DiAnn Mills, finally. I felt like I was reading this forever. This was my audiobook. I should actually grab the book, but it's downstairs. And I really was at the point, I just wanted to get done. It's a whole Russian spy in the US and trying to get something, I'm not even sure what exactly it was, and kind of a brother-in-law of the professor had kidnapped the daughter to try to get kidnapped his niece to try to get the brother-in-law to get something, to release something, but I'm not really sure. Yeah, that's kind of the common theme. I'm not really sure. There's something to get something to Russia. I don't know what that something is. And that could be me zoning out of the book once the whole Russian plotline got in. And that's a sign of I should have DNF'd when I don't really care. But I did like how Teresa cared, interacted with the daughter, the niece, and kind of really cared for them, and really the way they bonded and the strength, because we did get a couple chapters in her perspective of the girl and the strength of her and the way she agreed, and even she being told that her father had been killed, and yet she continued on listening, kind of trying to figure out a way to escape, just really being good. So and then we've got a whole relationship between Teresa and Blaine, the Texas Ranger, and we see Blaine had turned from God, and we see him reunite with God and see that build up, and the relationship does not progress very quickly. And they do not kiss until the end. Not in the middle of anything. At the end. I'm like, I really appreciate that. Really appreciated that. So, yeah. 3 stars? 2.5? 3 stars? I think I'm going to give it 3 stars because I think some of the problems with the book were my problems with the book, because I just hear Russian spy and I'm like, yeah, I'm I'm out, right? Like I'm out, but I'm still reading the book. I should be out by DNFing the book, but I don't. But yeah, so that is my thought on that. I am continuing on in Golden Filly. I'm halfway through book 3 now. I ended up on the phone with my mom for a couple hours last night, so I didn't get much reading done. I did make it to page 55, page 60, something like that. I'm about halfway through anyways. So I plan on finishing book 3 tonight, but then I still have 4 and 5 left. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I should go check these potatoes, eh? And I want my coffee. And I need to stop talking to drinks. So that's what we're going to do. And supper. As I said, Andrew had corn.
Of course I did.
Well, it is Saturday afternoon and I am too lazy to go get my tripod from the other room. So I just have you propped up on a Kleenex box on our dresser and I'm crouched down. So I'm continuing to read Golden Filly. I am now on book 4. Yes. I finished book 3 last night. And they had traveled from Washington down to California to compete in the Santa Anita Derby that was there. And they had some challenges along the way. And Trisha really had to learn to trust God. Oh, my hair is staticky. Really had to learn to trust God to help her through. Now, book 4 is called Kentucky Dreamer, and they're basically preparing to race at the Kentucky Derby, and they keep referring to the first weekend of May, because that's when the Kentucky Derby is. And it's always, are you ready for the first weekend of May? Are you thinking about the first weekend of May? And I thought that was just kind of fun, the way it's being referred to. But now, a horrific accident has happened on her home track while she was competing in the race. She was involved, but her injuries aren't as extent as some of the others, but she is experiencing nightmares from that. And her mom, who struggles with her racing to begin with, this event has really affected her. And so we're kind of seeing how that goes. I'm very early into book 4. I'm only on chapter 4. So we'll see. And will the horse be okay to compete at the Derby? And will Trisha be mentally okay to compete at the Derby? So I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving the horse theme. And I'm just shocked at the heavy topics for a juvenile fiction book, which, I mean, is great that it's being addressed, that life is not easy. And yeah, so I'm liking that. So for my audiobook, I am going to start Obsession by Patricia Bradley. I, again, didn't grab that book either because I was too lazy to go get it. So that is the audiobook that I am going to start is book 2. Yeah, book 2 in the Natchez Trace Park Rangers series. I think that's the name of the series. And I'm probably saying the park name wrong. But because that's how I see it when I look at it, but I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but I don't know. But I am going to start listening to that because I need to clean my makeup brushes this afternoon pretty badly. And I actually want to clean my whole makeup area. We'll see. Do I want to show you it? I will. Okay, so here's my little corner. And so I have this lighted mirror, which I absolutely love, but I mean, 1, it needs to be cleaned, and 2, it's hard to clean around the light bulbs. Like it just, yeah, it's tricky. Then I have my brushes that need to be cleaned today. I just opened this morning to try it, and my first impression is I'm not a fan, but we'll see. I mean, that was first time use. We'll see. So right now I'm keeping the package to see. So I will turn this on, but I will see like it's quite broad. Then I have my collection of foundations. Now this is the one that I actually use. I'm gonna sit down. It'll be easier. So this is the one that I actually use like on a daily, everyday basis. Then my setting spray, again, the one I use on a daily basis. Then I have ones that sometimes, used to be my daily. Used to be, but I don't know, last quite a while. Probably 6 months, I haven't really been using it. Then another one that I was trying, it was okay, didn't love it. This, again, is the same as this, just a different shade, but I've kept it so that I know that this shade is more of a summer shade when I'm a bit darker, and I like the 118 for the winter. And then my fancy foundation, my expensive foundation, which I only use sparingly. So, yeah. And then my backup of my setting spray, because this one is almost empty. So it's there. And then I've got my backup of my concealer. I don't know why I've put them there. Why didn't I put them where they go? Don't ask me questions. Okay. So you can see how dirty it really needs to be cleaned. So I have the drawer, right? So I have makeup brushes, but very rare. Like, this is really what I use. I've got sets over the year, and I probably should declutter, but I haven't. Again, I probably should declutter. I don't use. And then this I use every single day. The e.l.f. is the one I just opened today. This is what I was using. Again, don't really use, and empty. They're both actually empty. I think it's just because that's what I used. Then in the drawers, I have some. Most of these are necklaces. Sometimes I wear, sometimes I don't, right? More like, can't open it from this angle. More, I don't really. Then, yeah. Okay. So, it probably could be better organized, but this is the way it is. So, my mascara that I use every single day, I love this stuff. Eyeshadow primer, I just opened this today as well and trying it. We'll see. But my favorite eyeshadow primer is this, the Milani, but I can't get it here. So, yeah. And then my brow product and the other stuff I don't use. And really don't use. I do use the bronzer almost every day. And then blush palettes. This one I use pretty much every day, I would say. This one, I love these two colors here, but as you can see, I've hit pan and they don't make this anymore. And then I tried this. It's okay. And then the drawer that really does need to be gone through is eyeshadows. So let's bring these out. So I love Revolution eyeshadow, apparently. That's really the kind I love. I do have to say, I love this one. I got it a few weeks ago now, and this is kind of the one I reach for majority of the time right now. Again, Revolution. I'm not a fan of this one. Oh, there's the colors. I use a couple of them, but some of them are just way too bright for me, deep. But I love this one, but I've had it for years. This is the one that I took to England in 2018, so I probably need to get rid of it and open it one-handed. Actually, it doesn't look that, like, you can tell definitely which ones are my favorite colors, but it actually doesn't look that used. That's amazing. But yeah, I love that one. And then I have a couple others. But again, like the naked one, my best friend gave to me in 2017, so I probably should get rid of it. And a few others. And then, so this is the case for that red one. Then I have some that I'll use for when we travel, like just a small little, like, you know, for a weekend or something to throw it in the bag. So someday I will actually go through those and clear them out. Then lower down, I just have random. Basically, I don't reach. Well, no. The concealer I do reach for in this drawer. The rest of the stuff I don't reach for. And then we have backups. I absolutely love this lip balm. This is my favorite lip balm. It's been my favorite lip balm for years. Years. Like when I was in college. And I still love it. But that's it. And then the bottom drawer is travel stuff. So my makeup bag. Oh. Huh. There's an eyeshadow palette in here. I didn't realize it was still in here. So my travel bag, and then so my brushes for when I travel, basically the same as what I have up here, just clean. And then my lipstick collection. This definitely needs to be gone through. Definitely. Because this is what I reach for. Well, and the lip pencil. Very rarely do I reach for any of this. Very rarely. It's really this. I absolutely loved these. These are all empty. Well, I think so, or dried up. Physicians Formula made these. They no longer make them. And I would have continued using them. Like, I would have bought more. But they stopped making them. I absolutely loved them. So, I mean, this needs to be gone through. This is basically... Why haven't I thrown it out? I don't have a reason. And then I have a few regular lipsticks, but they don't last like these guys last. And I hate having to reapply later in the day and stuff. So yeah, this is really, this section over here is what I use all the time. Okay, my makeup brushes are clean and drying. And I decided to go through my lip products. Now, it doesn't look a lot different, but it is different. This is kind of my everyday stuff that I always reach for. So my Maybelline Superstay lip crayons, ink crayons, what are they called? Right? And then I also like these Maybelline ones, but I don't think they sell them anymore. Then I went through the back row. You can kind of see... I was trying different colors on my hand and my hand's stained. I went through to try to see which ones are completely dry and which ones I need to test or use and see if I like them. So that's kind of what this first section is. And then my lip glosses. Oops. Get in there. Lip glosses are here, and then these are like all the ones that I want to test and use. Then this is all like the regular lipstick type stuff, except for that one is a lip stain, I think. But I went through that drawer that had all of them here, so I've gone through it all. And here is kind of what I got rid of, a bunch of stuff. And I take the garbage bag off. I have dusted. Yay! Since we went out to pick up my last free coffee for the week, we also picked up supper. We got some pizza and some cinema bites.
And tomatoes for tomorrow.
Obviously, they did not come from the same place.
I don't know. Magician will never tell his secrets, do they?
Okay.
Okay.
It is Sunday afternoon now, and I'm home from church, and this afternoon I'm going to work on finishing the Golden Filly Collection Volume 1. I am now on Book 5. I'm on page 34 of Book 5, and it's 120 pages? 122 pages. So I finished Book 4, which was Kentucky Dreamer, yesterday, where they were competing in the Kentucky Derby. And so they're in Louisville at Churchill Downs. And then there's conversation about them driving out to Lexington and possibly going to visit the horse park. And I was like, oh, are you going to? Because that'd be cool to see them describe it and stuff, because I've been there a few times. But they did not make it there because they were busy at Churchill Downs and just didn't get the chance to go. And now we are at Book 5. It starts at Churchill Downs. It's called Call for Courage. And so they've just competed at the Kentucky Derby, and now they're preparing for the next leg of the Triple Crown, which is... Wait, which one is it? Oh, it doesn't say. It's for the Belmont Stakes, I'm pretty sure, is the next one, but that's not where it is held exactly. It just slipped my mind. It'll come back, I'm sure. But we're still following like Trisha and the challenges going on and kind of the ups and downs of what is happening with her father's health and everything, and how Trisha is coping, and accidents that happen on the track, and how like dangerous horse racing is. And I'm invested in it for sure. But so that's my plan for this afternoon, as well as I want to get some editing done. But I want to finish this because I'm concerned that I am not going to finish my TBR for March, because this is like all I've been reading all week. I mean, it is 600 pages. And I mean, I did finish the audiobook, but I don't have another book yet finished, which is like, But I mean, this is the value of 2 books, really. So yeah. But I did pick up another sweater. So on my sprints the other night, I was asking, like, how many colors of the same sweater or same shirt could you own? And a lot of people, oh, Andrew's coming up.
I changed my pants.
Did you?
Because I'm going to go fix that snowblower if it kills me.
How about you come down a little bit? There you go.
Oh, okay. She can only tolerate me, I guess.
So you're going to go work on the snowblower?
Yeah. Okay. When I'm down like this, you could say I'm short-staffed because I'm the only one. Okay. I'm up again.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
So I had picked up this sweater the other day, right? And it's got the stripes on the, right? And then it went on sale. And I was like, And there are 6 colors available. So I texted my best friend and said, hey, how many colors of the same shirt can I get? And she saw that there were 6, and she's like, 6, why not?
It's me.
Is it?
You'll never guess who it is. I'm still your first husband, but I'll go to the garage, okay?
Okay.
Okay, bye.
And I'm like, that might be a little bit too many because I don't plan on wearing the same sweater every single day. So I went to 3. So I ordered 2 more colors. I ordered in gray because gray is my favorite color, as it's kind of very obvious in our house. And then, because I'm a neutral girl, I ordered it in white. So it's got the same detail. I mean, the gray has the same detail as well. And so now I have 2 neutrals and my color. It was also available in black, navy blue, and kind of a banana yellow, but I wasn't a fan of the yellow color. They call it khaki, but it really looks yellow. And I have a black sweater and I have a blue sweater. And I was like, yes, I have gray sweaters, but I don't care. Gray is my favorite color. So yeah, so that is my additions. I need to go through my sweaters and maybe get rid of a couple that I have not worn at all this winter or fall. And so, but that's another day task. That's not today. Okay, well now I'm gonna go read. Oh my gosh. I just finished this and I'm an emotional wreck. Oh my gosh. Oh. So we have a happy ending and we have a really sad ending. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Wow, I do not remember this at all. And it has hit so close to home. Oh, I did not expect to be crying at the end. Did not end the way I was expecting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have Trisha, who has competed for the Kentucky Derby. So in book 5, she is going on to compete in the Preakness. And if she wins that, going on to the Belmont Stakes, hoping for the Triple Crown. Now, I really know my knowledge is really the Kentucky Derby. I don't really know a lot about the Preakness and the Belmont Stakes other than I recognize the names. I knew that Belmont was in New York City. I didn't actually know where Preakness was. It's in Maryland, but I found that out through this. And they're dealing with her father's illness through it all. And then there is a car accident that happens. And like Trisha gets injured like throughout all 5 of the books. Like Trisha has dealt with injuries, really horrific accident that happened on the track. Her father's illness, the accident, the car accident that happens, like just there is so much that happens in this bind up in these 5 books. But through it all, her father especially and Trisha learns to rely on God, and God's got this, and trust him. And it's acknowledged that worry is normal. But you need to turn it over to God. And at times, Trisha struggles with that. She admits that she hasn't prayed about it. But then she also like writes out Bible verses and reminds, and like the Isaiah 40 lift up on eagle wings really becomes like a family theme throughout, and trust, and like there is so much faith. And like when reporters are interviewing her father, because he's the owner of the horse, and Trisha as the jockey of the horse, they both respond and give glory to God. It is up to him, and we're taking it one day at a time, and whatever God wants. Like I really appreciated that. Like it was really highly faith-filled story, and like true life, like real. Like she's 16 years old trying to juggle school while racing and competing and trying to get schoolwork done while she's on the road, and just very real life. So there is another collection with the last 5 books of the series, so volume 2. And at this point in time, I kind of want to continue because now I'm invested in Trisha, but I'm also like, I need to take a break. Yeah. And I'm also a little bit concerned about my March CBR. I did not think this would take me all week to read. Now, I don't know if I was overly confident. Yes, I was overly confident. I mean, it is 600 pages, so of course it took me a week to read. Of course it did. Yeah, overly confident there. But yeah, I don't know my rating. I think I'm at a 4.5, I think. I really enjoyed it. There were times where like it kind of jumped a little bit, and because Trisha's on the road at times, and a lot of the beginning is when she's at home on the farm, and so they have friends, Brad and Rhonda, really helping, and Brad and Rhonda are not around in the last 2 books because she's on the road and they're back at school. And so I get it, but I also miss the friend camaraderie. That's not the right word. the friend interactions. Don't ask me to think of the right word at this moment in time. I'm emotional wreck. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that is Golden Filly Volume 1 by Lauraine Snelling. Like, I'm just like, oh my gosh. But like, if you like horses, and like Trisha is such a good role model, and the descriptions are so well done that I felt like I was right there. Like, yeah, definitely a 4-star read for sure. Maybe kind of creeping up a little bit. We'll see. Okay, but now that I finished this book, I'm not starting another book right now because I got to work on editing this vlog for one thing. But I also realized that my Canyon of Deceit book, I can't reach it. My Canyon of Deceit book that I finished Friday is a 26 and 26 book. So I need to scratch this card to find out where it's going to go on my 26 in 26 page. And will I get closer to completing a line? We'll see. So I'm going to do that right now, and then I'll come back and close up the vlog. Only 2 left on that row. Okay, so to close out the week, I completed 2 books this week. I physically read the Golden Filly Volume 1 collection by Lauraine Snelling, and my audiobook was Canyon of Deceit by DiAnn Mills. And my highlight for the week was probably Wednesday night sprints with Lucy. They were very last minute planned, but they were so much fun. I always love sprinting with Lucy. It's just fun. So yeah, that was my week. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for future videos. And please share in the comments what was your highlight for the week. What would you like to share that happened recently? Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.